Hello and welcome to the Talking Point. This is a video of us rambling about crap. Last week's question was, what game from this generation are you most going to regret not getting around to playing? Because we all know that we won't.
Everyone has a collection
Everyone
of games.
has a collection of games. Apparently, no, not everybody. One of our listeners does have... He's got...
Were you seething slightly when you were reading some of these comments? People go, actually, if I like a game, I just play it. What? You just go and buy it and play it.
Yeah, so a little bit. There was a little bit of jealousy there.
Yeah, I get, at best a couple of hours a week to play games.
Yeah.
This is what's making me contemplate my PS4 pre-order. But still,
So should we go through other people's suggestions? Because we were BioShock Infinite, Dishonored, Assassin's Creed. We went through an entire gamut of them, really. And
pretty much all the biggest and most popular games in the last few years we've missed. That's the isn't it?
So we'll start on YouTube, seeing as that's the page that I happen to have open. Matthew Oust, or Oust.
I'm going to say Oust.
Oust, Matthew Oust. He says BioShock Infinite, although he still hasn't played Red Dead Redemption, but at least he owns it.
Yeah, actually, I'm with him with Red Dead. I've been on it, but I'd never owned it. I've been told it's like GTA with horses. I mean,
I can go one step further. I had it, never got round to playing it, traded the fucker in.
Why?
Because when I did the bundle, when I did the massive trading of all my Xbox collection to get the PS4.
Ah, right.
I picked up about 10 games at the same time because I'd actually just traded in that much crap that I had about 300 quid's worth of stock credit. So I had to get something, and Red Dead was one of them. And then I never got round to playing it, so I traded a bunch of my PS3 games in to get Wii U games when that came out.
Fair enough.
And Red Dead was
How
one of
do you feel about that decision?
No. Not getting into that straight away. That's it.
Sorry, and I am mean to you on your Wii U purchase decision, but
I'm actually starting to get pissed off that you didn't try and annoy me more because if you'd have gone in and bought that bit, you just have pissed me off. And you could have done, and you nearly did.
I was there on release day, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I thought, oh, it's open. Should I? Nah, I'll give it a miss. Which
turns out to be the right decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, BioShock Infinite, Red Dead Redemption, two very good games that, both of them I've missed. Firehawk Shadow Child. World of Warcraft.
Again, I missed that one. I'll back him up.
He says he's going to be disappointed to miss that because it's a game that more or less defines its genre at this point.
Yeah.
But he knows that he'd get sucked into it, and then all of the games in his backlog would basically become the replacement for that.
But when he probably hits his peak in that game, they'll probably close it down. And
well, that's it. It's also, as I said to him, the thing is, at this point, jumping into an MMO this far in its life cycle, unless you're really doing it with a group of friends, you're going to be
alone
in an odd place, unless you wait a couple of months until the next expansion comes out, and then everybody re-rolls and everybody's on a level playing field again.
Yeah.
But then you've still got to catch up.
This is what I find odd about these games. Now, if a new expansion comes out, you might get a new character set. People then start that character set.
Yeah.
I imagine they have to do stuff from the very beginning.
Yep.
Does it not get boring doing? Because there's only what? Let's say in World of Warcraft, new expansion comes out.
That's why
15% new content.
Yeah.
So you've got all that just to play them.
Well, that's why every now and again most MMOs will, when they do an expansion, will rework the initial leveling at the same time
to give you at least something.
So
reason to.
So Cataclysm was the one that did it for Warcraft, where they just basically obliterated the entire original world and rebuilt all the quests so that the leveling experience was something different.
Oh, nice.
They also do things like condense the leveling experience for the previous levels. So where it originally took me 2 months to level, it probably only take you 2 days now.
Right, fair enough. You can tell I don't really understand MMOs.
Yeah.
GTA is the closest thing I've got to an MMO at the minute. And even then, I don't consider that an MMO because it's just 16 people in a server running around a map. What is massively multiplayer about that?
Not a lot,
I don't
really.
get it. Anywho, what else have we got?
BioShock Infinite,
Again,
again from Intro Maker for the win.
this is your favourite one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you got somebody who actually came out with Enslaved.
Yeah, I'm Joshua Phillips. Hello. Thank you. Somebody else who'd heard of Enslaved Odyssey to the West and actually regrets not getting around to playing it. It's one of those games that I think everybody should have played from this generation.
Yeah, I'll admit I haven't.
Yeah, and it's just come out for Steam, and I've been tempted to pick it up again for Steam because my copy of it for PS3 has evaporated. I'm pretty sure I didn't trade it in.
But it exists somewhere.
It exists
We're just
somewhere.
Not quite sure where. I don't even know the premise of it. I know it was pitched kind of as a movie idea, wasn't it?
That was it. It was originally Ninja Theory were actually trying to get funding for turning for the story as a movie, making a CGI movie in the Unreal Engine to bring down the cost. So they were pitching for 5-6 million to make the entire film, and every studio they took it to said you can't do a 3D movie for less than 40 million.
Yeah.
We won't risk it, even though it's risking 1/10 of what they said it was.
Yeah.
Take the fucking risk.
Well, what gets me is, I mean, because it's not like they're creating a game. Sorry, it's not like they're creating a movie from game graphics.
No,
They're
creating a movie
from
with a game development engine.
Yeah.
But
It's not going to be rendered real time for you to
look at the graphics that are on Unreal now. They are far above and beyond what goes into most CG movies.
Yeah.
And
Well, if you look at, was it Unreal 4? Was it the
demo.
teaser demo
Yeah.
they did? I mean, there was I'm going to say, was it Square that had one as well that they released?
Oh, Square's
I can't remember
engine.
what it was called.
That's not Unreal though. That's
No, it was just-
that's the Square engine.
I
And
remember
that's,
them. They walked into an underground.
and yeah, you didn't really.
I can't remember
That's
what
it.
it's called, but they looked amazing. And there's
Is
no
it
reason why-
Luminosity? Square's Luminosity engine.
no
That seems that sounds familiar. But anyway, he says he'll regret not playing Enslaved, and yeah, I suggest he changes his mind on that and goes and gets it.
I think we need to separate this out a bit, because any game that's available on Steam, I don't see as being missed. Because my Steam collection has so many games I haven't played.
Yeah,
And there is a backlog that I do go back and play as soon as
We
I have a
went
working
through
PC.
this because the Steam,
yeah.
just because it's in the Steam collection doesn't mean you're ever going to play it. I have 140 odd games in my Steam collection. I accidentally changed the view. I didn't realise I could do this to latest played, and it showed me how many of those 140 I had actually even booted up.
Depressingly, man, I probably just saw 3 games.
40.
Ooh. And that's the thing, you have a functioning PC.
Yeah.
You're one up on me there. Oh,
Ooh, we have pink cake. Ooh, this is good.
it's warm. This is what kills our podcast.
Every time.
Food.
Going over to Facebook because we're out of YouTube comments, and probably should have planned ahead and
Done this sooner.
done this sooner. Tim Hassel went with he doesn't think he'll get round to Dishonored.
Yeah. And it actually sounds like he's really going to regret it.
Yeah,
And one thing I can give him in kind of a bit of comfort is what I've read from about Dishonored.
yeah,
Is it's very similar to BioShock
yeah,
in a sense that it chucks you into a world. Some of the gameplay mechanics are similar, and really you end up just comparing the two no matter how hard you try.
yeah.
So if that's the case, just pick one. If you play BioShock, you're probably fine without Dishonored. It might feel a bit samey. I don't know, I've not played either, but
Yeah.
that's what I've been told by many people. But people that played Dishonored said it reminds them of BioShock.
Yeah,
People that played BioShock said it reminds them a bit of Dishonored.
fair enough. Stuart Renton went with he's sad that he's missing Dead Rising 3 on the Xbox One.
Every time.
He does like messing with us. At which point I pointed out that that's next gen, and his answer I can't fault him on. My comment is relevant to me. It's all gaming generation, smeneration, or whatever.
But the way I see it, though, Stuart, is it's not even out yet,
Yeah.
so you haven't missed out on it.
But if he's buying a PS4 and not an Xbox One, then he's definitely...
Everyone ends up with both. I suppose you don't go back to launch titles, though, do you?
No. How many people with a PS3 went back and played Heavenly Sword? Which actually could
Fair
be
point.
in this list. Because it is this generation. Mosh Miller is one of the people who I'm slightly jealous of. He doesn't miss any of them. If he wants to play a game, he does. But then he does have a lot of time to fill in. Because he is a vet and he got injured, so he's not employed at the minute, so...
Yeah, it's not it's not like saying he's just a layabout.
No, I'm trying to say it without without making it sound like... He's not a layabout, he's injured and recovering, so he's got the time to spend. He may have to play the original Crisis, though, because he hasn't got round to that yet, but that's still on his list. And you won't find him playing COD or any crap like that because it's just not realistic.
Yeah, I'm with him on the COD thing. But the on the subject of Crisis, Mosh, it's good, but it's not that good. I don't know, the Crisis games always feel a bit empty and hollow. I have no idea why, but you play them and you think, this is technically great. But that's all you think. You never kind of... There's something about them doesn't make you want to shout and sing and dance.
No, they don't. Dan Allen, his is going to have to be Mass Effect. Because he played the first few hours of the original, enjoyed it, went on holiday, forgot what happened and could never get back into it. Again, played up with Mass Effect 2, realised he couldn't be bothered playing catch-up, and he also let Skyrim pass him by.
Dan, I've got Skyrim on PS3, you can borrow it. Because I sure as hell... You'll have to unseat it first.
Mr. Lockwood is a liar. Not really had that issue. Same as Mosh, if one has caught my eye, I've played it. Though I bet there are a lot of games that are good that I've never heard of or looked at.
No, I don't think he's a liar.
I think he just doesn't...
I was playing with GTA online the other night with him, and I could hear him on comms talking to his other half. And he plays games whilst he rows, which I think is an epic use of time.
So continuing the argument while having...
Yeah, which I think that's how he manages it. Think about it, if you take all your time rowing and the little arguments, the little things that you're supposed to do, and just do other things at the same time.
He is a multitasking
He's a
legend.
legend of multitasking. I don't know how he did it, because he's shooting people in the face whilst rowing, and I don't understand that, because...
I think he just isn't paying attention to what games are coming out.
Yeah, fair point.
Steve Chambers went with BioShock Infinite and Dishonored. Roy says when he wants a game, he goes and gets it. But a game he might regret is Beyond Two Souls. But he's not sure he'd have liked it anyway. Which is kind of completely the wrong answer to the question. There couldn't be more combinations of wrong in that. If you're not going to enjoy a game, then you're not going to regret not playing it.
So what he's saying is potentially maybe-ish, he might not enjoy the game, but if he did enjoy it in a hypothetical situation, he would regret not playing it.
Exactly.
Right.
And Trevor went with the first two God of War games.
I'm not saying, I've not played the first.
Sorry, no, he regrets playing the first two God of War games and not finishing out the series, not playing third.
I've done the opposite.
Yeah.
But the third is brilliant, and from what I've been told.
Yeah.
So are the first two. But either way.
But then he thinks he'll have a lot of time in retirement playing catch-up and showing the grandkids what a real controller looks like and what real games were made like.
This is the thing. This is the thing that you don't even consider.
Rather than playing the games with their mind.
There's only one problem. Never, ever let a child play God of War. If you've got grandkids, you don't go, come on, children, let's go
come on, children,
look at the blood on that.
No, there's a better one. Let's go play the sex minigame.
Wait, what?
Did you not get that in God of War 3?
No.
You meet Aphrodite and... or is that 3 or is that 1?
I can't remember now. Did you make this up?
No, there's a little... It's all happening off camera and you've got the two... Aphrodite's two nymphs. The shocked look on their faces. Yeah, and you've got to hit the buttons at the right time.
Yeah.
It was a quick time event, but
Yeah, I do remember that now. I think. I don't know. I remember. Maybe it was a long time ago.
The implications are there.
Yeah. So this week
is
brought to you by
Angry Birds jelly shapes.
Sorry, I'm going to keep eating this cake.
The question I've got to ask is, what is the most pathetic game tie-in or piece of tat you have seen / bought? Now I can go. I can throw into that
it's maybe
Mario
a long
Kart.
conversation.
I can throw into that the fucking World of Warcraft Mega Blocks. There's an entire pile of stuff that's upstairs that I'm not going to find, but the Angry Birds jellies are up there for me.
The problem is you're waving Angry Birds stuff, and Angry Birds are the kings of this.
Yeah, everything that they make is just tat.
Well, there's an Angry Birds TV show.
There's a what?
I'm sure there is. Didn't they make a cartoon out of it?
Oh, fuck yeah, they were going to, weren't they?
I'm pretty sure they did.
So did Raving Rabbids.
Yeah, but that's... Right, there's nothing wrong with Raving Rabbids. The thing is, Raving Rabbids have personality and character, whereas Angry Birds didn't. I may have developed them through the cartoons, but the actual game was stills, and there was no real kind of sense of character to it. It was just a bit plain, boring.
But yeah, it's not. But it's not something modern, because I've always had gaming tat. I've had sweet packets shaped like Mario. I've had Sonic. I'm sure I had Sonic Sweets at some point, and sticker books and all kinds of crap.
I think the reason Rovio and Angry Birds is so, it feels like tat, is because you didn't grow. There was no real character to it. Sonic had a
storyline behind him and a comic.
Yeah.
There was the entire Archie's comics, which are still going and still continuing the story. But
so you had comics, you had games, you had everything all kind of
TV
together.
series.
Whereas Angry Birds, it felt like they made a game, it was successful, so they thought, shit, how do we cash in?
Yeah, let's put
Not
Angry Birds on everything. And
Mario, again, it started out with the game, but
yeah,
it didn't feel disingenuous. It built over time.
I'm trying to think, but I'm sure I can't remember which one it was, but I had jelly beans that were either from the Mean Bean Machine,
yeah,
or from Dr. Mario, and I can't remember which it was.
But this is it. Do you not feel like it grew over time? There wasn't a shed load of merchandise instantly. They added bits, whereas Rovio just came out and went, right, what do you want? You want speakers? Yep, there you go. Rovio Angry Birds
yeah,
speakers.
I've seen the Angry Birds speakers.
Plushie? Yep, there you go. Do you want 16-inch, 12-inch? We do them in every size. Keyring? Yeah, why not? Yeah. Plants vs. Zombies. Again, they didn't abuse it. I didn't even know they existed until somebody gave us to them as gifts.
Yeah. I suppose that's different, but Angry Birds and Rovio aren't the only ones that are guilty of it. They're pretty much... There's Candy Crush things now.
Everyone's done it, haven't they?
Everyone's done it. Candy Crush.
It's Bejeweled, for fuck's sake.
Bejeweled.
Well, I don't know if Bejeweled have done it. I'm just saying Candy Crush is Bejeweled.
Yeah.
How the hell do you have merchandise outside of a game that has no character, no plot, just sweets?
You can now... No, but that's the merchandise. You can buy Candy Crush themed sweets. You can buy the sweets in bags.
Right, this is backwards. The whole point of a sweet is you buy it for how it tastes.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less if it's made by Candy Crush. Hell, we're eating Snup and cake. I mean, I should probably point out that Haribo makes something
called Schnupp. We have no idea what Schnupp is, but we're eating it.
Exactly.
But
that's the point.
There's
You
Candy
buy it
Crush
for how it
themed sweets. But another group that are guilty of it is Zynga. Because you can now buy a copy of Scrabble that is branded as Words with Friends.
Yeah. But this is my problem. It's shite. It's utter shite.
But that's the point, which is the worst bit of shite that you've seen based on a game, isn't it?
Angry Birds. Just purely for the fact that they've gone so far out of scope. A speaker, for fuck's sake. You know what I really want? Nobody ever says, I'm going to buy my speakers because they look like a bird.
Okay, let's
You buy speakers for how they sound. If you're buying speakers because they look like an angry bird, you're doing it wrong.
I'm going to completely change your argument in one word, and you will immediately start ranting about something else.
Okay.
Skylanders.
Okay, yeah. He's taking advantage because I mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
Skylanders do it in such a way that it's actually abusive.
Yes.
Because they have toys that make your game do extra things. That I like if the game wasn't ludicrously expensive to start with.
Yeah.
But that's another issue. They also release toys that are just toys. If
But
ever...
no, but that's not that. I don't mind if they release toys that are just toys. I don't mind them making plushy versions of the favourite characters. It's the fact that you can buy toys that look exactly identical to the toys that you have to buy to play the fucking game.
Yeah. So basically, some kid at Christmas is going to get this
Or-
Skylanders toy and go, it's not working! Ah.
Or even better, when they started giving them away with McDonald's, and they were exact replicas of the models that come with the game.
Yeah.
So kids will have got the McDonald's one of them, gone, ooh, I've got this. Mum, can I have the game to go with it?
Yeah.
Got it home and it wouldn't have fucking worked.
I find that feels like they're trying to trick.
Yeah.
And that's a bit too far. But that isn't the most ludicrous. I mean, that could just be ill-conceived.
Yeah.
Probably not, but it could just be. Angry Bird speakers, on the other hand, are just stupid.
You're not giving in on these speakers, are you?
No, speakers and Angry Birds don't belong together. I mean, there is no way. Not only that, but the game was pretty much silent. It had a theme tune, but there was no voices. There was nothing to it. There was no reason for them to project any kind of noise.
No.
So why make speakers? It's silly. It's stupid. It's the most ridiculous tie-in I have ever seen. Anyway, that's mine.
Yeah. I think I'm going with Words with Friends.
Fair enough.
I think I'm going with the people that are stupid enough.
Especially if they already own Scrabble.
Well, that's it. It's the fact that the boards a bit that it's a deal with Hasbro. So the people who make Scrabble are printing slightly alternate paper to paste over the top of their Scrabble board, making the pieces that come with it, the actual Scrabble pieces, are the same pieces.
Yeah, well, they're the same in the game, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're just Scrabble pieces. But it's that whole thing. For some reason, if you reinvent a game, but somehow manage to get some mystical aspect, and it is mystical,
Yeah.
because Candy Crush Saga has been done before.
Yeah.
Words with Friends, it's been done before.
Farmville was done before.
Farmville was done before. It's literally just, you've got to get the right combination of things. And things could be anything. It could be gameplay, graphics, social aspect. I don't quite know how it all melds together.
But it's
you
just
get
the
it
right-
right, it becomes massive to a point where you can re-release a board game that is probably older than time, with different branding, and it will sell like hotcakes.
The guy that made Scrabble only got $1 million from it. He sold the rights to Hasbro for $1 million. It was on QI. It was on the other day. But he's never been unhappy about that fact. He managed to live happily for the rest of his life on the money that he got for the rights to Scrabble.
Look at it this way: he got $1 million, and he's done nothing since. I mean,
Oh no, he made another game. It just didn't sell.
No, but I just mean he doesn't have to worry about manufacturing, doesn't have to worry about declining sales, doesn't have to worry about anything. He's just done.
He didn't fault Hasbro for making the money.
Yeah,
It did out of it.
they had more resources than he probably ever did. But I feel we're going off.
Yeah, we're going off topic,
slightly.
right? So now we're passing it off to you. What is the worst bit of gaming tat you have ever seen? And for Stuart Renton particularly, who runs the geekistlink.com that sells geek and gaming memorabilia. What is the weirdest bit of gaming tat that you have in your shop?
No, I want to know the weirdest thing he's come across, because I imagine the stuff that's so out there he just wouldn't sell. That's the stuff I want to know about. The stuff that doesn't even make it to market, it's that bad.
Fair enough. So yeah, what's the worst bit of gaming tat you've seen?
And we'll see you next week.
We will. This is getting cut into the back of the talking point. We finally opened the Angry Bird sweets. They are shit.
They're not good.
They are absolutely shit.
We're British, we know sweets.
Mm.
They're not good. If you're seeing this, you've probably just watched a video of us rambling about games or drinking or some kind of nonsense to do with comic books.
Or you've watched me playing a game.
Yeah, all that. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on Twitter. He's DrunkenGamer. I'm D_Gao. And you can find us on many places on the internet. But more importantly, there's some little buttons somewhere down here if you're on YouTube. Just press one of those, subscribe or like.
Yeah, the one that looks like a thumbs up. We like that one.
Yeah, press that one. Because that means lots of people will think we're awesome. And I'll be honest, it's just internet points.
Oh, no.
Like
It's not that lots of people will think we're awesome. It's just that Google will think we're awesome
Oh,
and recommend us to more people.
Trevor, press these buttons.